Hello, my name is Yasmine Naghdi. I'm a first soloist with the Royal Ballet. I started dancing when I was probably 6 to 7 years old and did my first performance on stage around 7 or 8. I performed with the Royal Ballet for the first time as a junior associate, probably around the age of 10, in Cinderella, and danced again as a student of the Royal Ballet School with the Royal Ballet in Swan Lake as a cygnet. I joined the Royal Ballet School at White Lodge at the age of 12 years old, and the school trains you in the lower school until the age of 16, so I was there from year 8 to year 11. I did an audition to get into the upper school here in Covent Garden and successfully joined and trained there from the age of 16 to 17. Technically, the training is 3 years, but I was really fortunate after finishing my first year at the upper school, being moved up to the last year. And halfway through my last year, I was offered a contract at the age of 17 by Dame Monica Mason to join the Royal Ballet in April. So it was a very quick transition, but very exciting for me at the same time. I did 2 years until my first promotion in 2012 to First Artist, promoted again to Soloist 2 years after that in 2014, and most recently, at the end of last season, I was promoted to First Soloist. The age I realised ballet was what I wanted to do with my life was probably around 14 years old. I had been selected with 3 other girls in my year to represent the Royal Ballet School in a little exchange program in Russia with the Vaganova School. We danced alongside the Vaganova School in their annual performance at the end of the year, and we took classes with some of the Russian teachers. That acknowledgement and trust that was put in me gave me the confidence to believe that I could maybe get a professional career out of this. And that excitement and fire really sparked something within me to work even harder and strive to make it a career for myself. So a typical day here at the Royal Ballet for me would be waking up at 8 a.m, having a substantial breakfast in the morning, then walking and jumping on the tube to come to Covent Garden. I would then do some Pilates and body conditioning in the studio to make sure my body is substantially warm for the day ahead. Class would begin at 10:30 and is an hour and 15 minutes. Then we have a 15-minute break where rehearsals would start from 12 onwards. We'd rehearse until maybe 1 or 2 in the afternoon where we'd need an hour lunch break. So I'd jump over to the canteen and get some light but delicious meal to last me through to the evening rehearsals where we would rehearse through to 6:30 on a non-performance day. On a day where we have a performance, we would stop rehearsals at 5:30, have a 2-hour break, and start the performance at 7:30. Typically a performance would finish at 10:30 in the evening. Then it would take a good half an hour to take off makeup, hair, any wigs, any body makeup, jump in the shower, and head back on the tube home. So I'd usually arrive home around 11:30, 11:45. It would become quite late by the time you've had some food, unwinded, and relaxed, because if you try and sleep straight away, it usually doesn't work. So I like to read to take my mind off the day and calm the body down before going to sleep. A highlight for me last year was performing the role of Juliet in Kenneth Macmillan's Romeo and Juliet. It's my first principal role in a full-length ballet, and it was an incredible honour to dance this role. I learned so much from the experience. I learned more about Shakespeare, more about interpreting a role and really becoming a character, and I really look forward to having more roles similar to that in the future. The country I most enjoyed performing or touring with the Royal Ballet, I'd have to say, is Tokyo, Japan. We were there most recently in our last tour. I love the culture and I find the people very kind and warm. The audiences are very welcoming and there's usually a huge queue outside the stage door people waiting for signatures, and it can take you probably half an hour to get out stage door, but it's good fun and we feel very appreciated and welcome. At the end of this season, we will be touring to Kazakhstan, Beijing and Brisbane, Australia, which I'm really looking forward to. One of my favourite ballets has to be Onegin. It was the ballet that I was given my first main role as the younger sister to the main character, Tatiana. I played the role of Olga. It was a really great experience to play a role in a narrative ballet, to express emotion, happy, sad, anger, loss. Really enjoy roles where I can be a different character and escape reality for a few moments. I would love to dance the main role, Tatiana, one day, and Manon is another ballet I would love to dance. Odette Odile and Nikia in La Bayadere, those are a few roles that I would be passionate to do one day. Good qualities to have if you want to become a professional dancer, I would have to say would be dedication, determination, sheer hard work, passion, drive, intelligence, and a sense of humour, because you cannot take yourself too seriously and you have to always be able to laugh at a bad situation. Don't lose sight of who you are. Always work as hard as possible and don't be afraid to dream, because if you work and if you want something bad enough, you will achieve something great.